Inspiration is so tricky to define. It can be something as small as a smile. Of the 13 inspirational women nominated this year, there are some who inspire us with their courage to overcome hardship and fight back. Some who found their gift, passion, and purpose in life, and who live every day reaching out to help others. And then there are some who gently sow peace, tranquility, and soul food to lift others up through things like music, healing, or who always show up with bright pink lipstick and a song. Inspiration can't be measured. One person cannot be said to be more inspirational than another. Because inspiration has this magical quality, a smile, for example, can be passed on from person to person infinitely. We often don't realize how far-reaching our ripples are. She Inspires is about shining a light on the inspirational people in our lives and saying thank you. And by sharing their stories, connecting and inspiring others, we spread the inspiration even further. Woohoo! Good afternoon! This is the second live stream, and I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome Lara King, Woman Aloud, to this live stream this afternoon, and the lady who nominated her, Sarah Bramall. Hi, ladies!
Hi.
Welcome.
You, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Sarah, you've been here before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. So I was nominated last year, and this year I have nominated wonderful Laura. So lovely to be back here for a different reason.
That's amazing. Can you share with us, please, Sarah, how you connected with Lara and why you nominated her?
Laura and I connected quite a few years ago at an event, and we've got to know each other over the years. And the reason that I nominated her is because she runs an absolutely amazing community based in St Albans, but it goes a lot wider than that, called Women Aloud. And Laura is such a great supporter and uplifter of women. The work she does through her community is absolutely phenomenal. But also, she is not somebody who competes with other women in business. She is a true collaborator. She really does all she can to truly uplift and inspire other women. And for that reason, I think she's absolutely deserving of the She Inspires Award.
You know, Lara, I had a look at Women Aloud, and the thing that really struck me about what you said is that you can learn something from every woman you meet.
Yeah.
And I thought that is such an amazing mindset. I think if you think like that, it's just brilliant. And I can see why you're inspirational. I'm going to invite Chrissy White now, who's also given time from her day to come and tell you how amazing you are, Lara.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm just here to just add a bit of colour to Laura. We met quite a few years ago when we were pregnant with our second daughters, as it turned out. And yeah, I've been in Laura's Women Aloud group for a number of years. From the in-person events like the book groups and get-togethers, through to Laura moving seamlessly online during the pandemic, which was amazing because we were all feeling quite isolated and overwhelmed and navigating this new normal at the time. And personally, I found Laura's groups a kind of an emotional and mental lifesaver. It was lovely to have a space to connect, and Laura is really skilled at bringing all different types of people together and making you all feel welcome, part of a community, and allowing all these genuine connections to be made by her, her excellent facilitating. I think she's really warm and genuine, and a really trustworthy person that we can go to and just say we're struggling with this, and she'll do whatever she can, be it bringing in different speakers to help, which personally helped me. I love being a part of Laura's group, and I'm so happy that she's nominated for this award.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing. So, Laura, what started Women Aloud for you? What was it born of?
Yeah, well, I originally had a group when I lived in London, and that was because I wanted to meet more people, expand my friendship group, and I'd gone to some events that had been really cliquey, and I, in all honesty, hadn't felt welcome there. And I came away from some of those groups and said, I don't want to make another woman feel like that. So I thought I'll set something up myself. So I did that in London, and actually I'm still friends with a number of the women from my London group, and some of them now moved to St Albans and have joined the group here. Then when I moved to St Albans, I set a group up here because, again, I didn't really know anyone, and I wanted to find my new community, and sort of dating for friends, it's all a bit awkward, and that's how it sort of started, with socials and book clubs. And we had a small group, many of whom are still in the community today, and I'm so grateful that they've stuck around with me. And then it's kind of grown, and so now we have a Facebook group with over 700 women. And as Chrissy said, we went online, as many people did during the pandemic, and we've done at least 50 online events since COVID arrived. But I mean, I am so grateful and honoured to have been nominated. I love Sarah and Chrissy. They inspire me, and they have supported me so much. And I mean, I personally feel that this nomination is for all the women in the group, because every time one of them shows up at one of my events, be it the first time or the 50th time, I am grateful for them. And anytime someone posts and shares something in the group, or reaches out to me, or just hangs around and sticks with me when I might not always be able to show up as much as I might want to for various reasons, I just think they're all amazing. I just think, it's lovely.
So, Sarah, how do you reckon Laura sort of creates the supportive environment?
I think, firstly, Laura is a very good listener, and she really is very good at making everybody feel valued, and very good at welcoming people without any judgment. And I think also within the group, because she creates such a safe space within the group, and she's very honest about herself and about what she's going through as well. And I think that creates that sense of safety and kind of mutual respect within the group. So she's very, very skilled at creating that really lovely space and including everybody. So it's not, some groups might just be groups for mums or groups of business owners. Laura's very inclusive, and I think that people really value that, because when you go to one of Laura events, you'll see younger women, you'll see older women, you'll see women in careers, women who are at home with their children, women who've got their businesses, all sorts of women in different situations. But what unites everybody in the community is the fact that they're women and want to be there to support each other. It's a really lovely space.
I think that sounds so amazing. It's like, I'm quite a believer that you attract the type of people, that you really want to be with and be like. So I think it's maybe something a little bit to do with that. I don't know. What do you think, Chrissy?
Yeah, definitely. And like Laura said, she had gone to a few events in London and thought to herself, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want other women to feel like this. So I think coming from that place, she has managed amazingly and inspirationally to create such a lovely group. And I feel like I can show up in the group, and even if there's two others there, there's a certain understanding and level of connection because of this community that Laura's fostered. So yeah, absolutely.
And what sort of actions have you taken from Laura's inspiration, you guys? Have you done anything differently in your lives? I always think that that's such a fascinating question, but it's a hard one to answer.
No pressure.
Do you know what? It is a hard question, Penny. But do you know what it's making me think? I think what I've got predominantly from Laura's group is that it's opened me up to all sorts of different women, as I said, in lots of different situations. And so everybody brings their own unique story and their own unique perspective. So actually, by listening to the women and connecting with the women, it makes me see the world differently. It makes me be able to put myself into other people's shoes and see a perspective that's maybe different from my situation and perspective. And I really value that.
Wow, what a great answer, Sarah. And it's kind of reminiscent of that ethos that she has of listening to people to learn from them.
Mm-mm.
So maybe she's sort of spreading that to everyone who comes along.
And also, I would like to add that Laura does show up authentically. Like whatever's going on, whatever life throws at her, she shows up and she's honest about it. And I feel like by her being honest, it does allow everyone else to feel free to be honest and show up as their authentic selves. And I guess that's what I take away from Laura, like not being scared to show up and be authentic and honest, really, because that's an endearing quality. I find that endearing about Laura and the other women who do show up, and it's really brave, and it is such a safe space that you feel that you can show up really authentically. So that's what I take away.
The interesting thing is, you did come over to my house to have your headshot done, didn't you?
Yes.
As a rule, I don't typically share my personal life with clients or people who come into my home. I'm normally the one who's listening and, trying to connect with them and find out who they are. And it's so interesting because I think you've got this really amazing sort of empathetic, listening, open approach. And in the end, I still remember I was busy telling you my life story about something or other. And I did, as I was speaking, I was like, how did I get to this place?
Thank you for sharing with me, Penny. I love it when I can speak with people honestly. And
I think you have a bit of a gift, though. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I really do. Sort of, you open yourself up to people, which is it's a very special thing.
Thank you.
Inspiring.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what have you got planned next steps for Women Aloud?
Wow. I made a slightly bold statement to Sarah the other day in celebration of International Women's Day and my birthday.
When's your birthday?
It was yesterday.
Oh,
yes.
Of course, I did wish you happy birthday yesterday.
Yeah. Turn the big 40. So I made a pledge that Sarah's heard. That one of my next steps is that I want to share the stories of 40 women. So be that them coming in and maybe chatting and it ends up being a podcast, or we do some lives or pre-recorded. But again, because I feel really passionately about us women sharing our stories, as do you, Penny. Like I just think, if sharing your story helps one other woman,
exactly,
it's worth sharing. And I have lots of lovely speakers lined up to come in and join us, and a range of topics. And I just want to keep reaching out to the group and helping if I can. And we've got in real life socials coming back, and our book club, which is really book club's always popular online and in person. So we would love to have anyone come and join us.
Oh wow, that's a fantastic idea. I don't think I've heard of that one before. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Honestly, just so you know, voting closes midnight on Monday. Is Monday the 13th or the 14th? I think it's the 14th.
The 14th, yes, yeah.
About that, and also the face of She Inspires 2022 is going to be announced on the 31st of March. And we will have an event this year, and unless we have any pandemics or any other things happening, which I really hope not. So I'll let you know when it is. And I'm really, really looking forward to that, because putting all these inspirational women in a room, you know what happens, Laura? It just like lifts everyone up. Yeah, so that's really cool. Okay, so thanks so much for joining.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Penny.
And I'm looking forward to trying some of your cake. By the way, did she send you a 40th cake, Laura?
Not yet. Not yet.
She did grace me with a present.
Look forward to then, definitely.
It's coming.
Okay, my loves. Take care.
Thanks, Penny.